You know Shaletta makes you laugh, but did you know Shaletta Brundage can also make you think and boost your business? Media personality, activist, and comedian Shaletta Brundage founded Shaletta Makes Me Laugh to celebrate and share the best of Black culture. It's a podcasting platform. You can download 10 weekly podcasts hosted by African-American subject experts at ShalettaMakesMeLaugh.com or wherever you find your favorite podcasts. ShalettaMakesMeLaugh.com is also a production house, creating broadcast quality commercial content. And Shaletta and her team of storytellers create powerful promotional campaigns to get businesses the brand awareness they're looking for. Some of Minnesota's top businesses trust Shaletta, and you can too. Get out the word about your events and products and get in front of communities of color with ShalettaMakesMeLaugh.com. She's got the power to help your business.
Want your boss to put some real action behind the rhetoric when they talk about making your workplace more inclusive? Find out how to hold their feet to the fire and demand diversity on the Diversity Dude podcast.
Hello there, and welcome back to the Diversity Dude podcast, recognized as one of the top 100 diversity and inclusion podcasts in the U.S. I'm your host, Lambert Fisher, marriage and family therapist, award-winning author, and national speaker on the topic of multicultural awareness and diversity. And whether it be through my one-on-one relationship building efforts as a therapist or my informing and empowering efforts as an author and speaker, know that my personal mission is to do my part to improve the world one strengthened relationship at a time. So today I'd like to share with you a few thoughts about the rise of autism in higher education. So if you haven't heard, the new research estimates that there are more students with autism enrolled in U.S. colleges and universities than previously thought, to the tune of over 280,000 and growing. Now, while this may come as a surprise to many, the follow-up questions then become, what difference can this revelation make? Well, to some of you listening, it won't matter at all because of the belief that if you don't have autism, then it's irrelevant. However, to many others, whether or not you yourself have autism, the appreciative opportunity you may have is to learn about those around you, how you can support if needed, and just not be unintentionally burdensome due to ignorance. No matter which boat you're in, I'd like to share with you a few moments of time to share a few practical and relational perspectives on the rise of autism in higher education. Consideration number one, it matters to be seen. One of the cool things about this new research is that it opens people's eyes to those around them, not to new people who might or will be coming soon, but to people who are already here, in their classrooms, in their dorms, in their student groups. I describe the news like this because many people with autism, if they have the choice, choose not to keep their information public, but to keep their diagnosis private out of fear that they will be treated not just differently, but as lesser than their peers. People might say things in a derogative manner. They might exclude them from events or activities. They might even avoid partnering in academic or professional projects together and more. In addition to the misguided and biased feelings and assumptions that drive these behaviors, another factor that contributes to the perpetuation of them is the assumption that their impact is minimal. Because there seems to be so few of their peers who have autism, it's not worth learning new or more considerate behavior. This new research, at the very least, reveals that what is said and done is being heard and being impacted by more people than you may have thought. Consideration number two. It matters to be understood. According to Autism Speaks, autism or autism spectrum disorder, ASD, is a lifelong neurodevelopmental condition that affects how individuals communicate, interact with others, and experience the world with unique ways of processing sensory information. Because it is a spectrum, no two people with autism are alike. Some live entirely independently, while others require significant support for daily activities. Some common ways autism may be seen, even in higher education around you, may be social interaction changes, such as difficulty understanding social cues, making eye contact, and preferring to spend time alone at times. Communication difficulties, such as difficulty holding a conversation or delayed speech development in comparison to those around them and the way they may desire to do so. Repetitive behaviors like certain repeated physical movements or adherence to specific routines. Things that may seem abnormal to some, but are completely normal ways of life for many others. narrow interests, such as hyper-focusing on and even mastering specific topics. Something that may seem limiting at first, but all of a sudden very convenient when you need someone who knows an uncommon amount on that particular topic. And sensory processing issues, such as unusual sensitivities to sensory inputs like loud noises, bright lights, certain textures, which by itself may make it difficult to participate in loud athletic events, parties, and more. But with the right accommodations, can be just as welcoming and experienced well for all. What's interesting about these unique ways of interacting with the world is that none of these traits prevent people with autism from learning. Sure, they may benefit from additional supports or accommodations to assist with overcoming barriers to learning. But the key is that with the proper supports, learning is not only possible, but mastery can be achieved. The path may not be the same as those around them academically, but the outcome can still be awesome. And consideration number 3 is that it matters to be supported. Speaking of supports and accommodations, knowing that there is a larger population of students with autism who have earned the same right to maximize their college experience should hopefully motivate teachers and administrators to do everything in their power to provide a supportive environment to help maximize their potential. Not as a special gift to those few students with autism who we reluctantly allow to share our space. No. That's insulting. Instead, the motivation can come from the realization that every effort should be made to create a safe and supportive environment for every student equally, even if what they need to feel supported may differ among them. Some common academic accommodations that have been beneficial to college students with autism include providing extra time to take tests. It prioritizes overcoming the sensory distractions that may get in the way of showing how they did, in fact, learn the material that was required, more so than the skill and speed of the test taking process itself. Offering sensory friendly spaces where students with autism can get a temporary relief from the overstimulation, providing the rest and recovery they need to study, process, and otherwise be their best selves in various environments. Additional considerations are providing designated note takers, breaking large assignments into smaller milestones, or providing peer mentoring and other group supports. What's needed varies from person to person. What's available varies from environment to environment, but what is always beneficial is a clear communicated message that they're welcome, they're seen, they're understood, and they're supported. With all that being said, my hope for you is that you would be motivated by this research to expand your perspective about who is here and consequently how you can best be a benefit rather than a burden. I also just want to express appreciation to all the dedicated parents and primary and secondary educators who resisted the temptation to write off students with autism, telling them what they can't do or that they can't succeed, and instead taking the time to learn what they uniquely needed to let their awesomeness shine, preparing those students for higher education just as every other student gets a chance. I said earlier that increasing your understanding and support of students with autism does more than just help them over there, but it also helps them among you. Well, let me also add that it's not just for them at all, but it's also for you. After all, you never know what awesome and creative insights may come from classmates who have a different perspective on life than you. You may never know the roommate or friend that you could have that could turn out to be the most authentic and lifelong friend you ever have. You never know the expert on a particular topic you may later need professionally, who achieved their professional status because, in part, of the supports and accommodations they achieved right alongside you at the same college or university. They didn't mask that they didn't belong. No, these accommodations helped them overcome the environment that wasn't designed for them so that they could be qualified to create environments that would let their awesomeness shine professionally. I hope you can help someone feel increasingly seen, increasingly understood, increasingly valued today, motivated by being able to relate because you can appreciate the same thing that you would want all for yourself as well. And with that, I'll say thanks again for listening to today's Diversity Dude podcast. If you found it positive and insightful, then be sure to like and subscribe so you'll know which ones of these that you would like me to share more about in the future, and share with a friend so that they can be encouraged as well. To find out how you can cultivate a culturally safe work environment for you and your team, visit lambertsfisher.com/playbook for a free guide. And you can also learn more in my award-winning book, Diversity in Clinical Practice, which offers unique ways to positively address the often divisive topic of diversity, equipping helping professionals like you in your efforts to meet the greatest variety of cultural needs possible for those whom you serve. And if you haven't heard it yet, I invite you to visit TED.com and check out my talk called What to Do When You Offend Someone, where I offer a positive and practical perspective on how to navigate unintentional offenses in daily life. To date, it's been viewed over 500,000 times. Check it out for yourself, and if you find it encouraging, share it with a friend so that they can be encouraged as well. And as usual, I look forward to addressing as many topics as possible in future podcasts to help you improve as many relationships as possible at work, at home, and in your community. And as always, remember this: you don't need to know everything about everyone in order to have a positive impact on someone. Thank you all for tuning in, and have a great day.
Tune in each week and find out how to demand and implement diversity at your job. To hear more, check out previous Diversity Dude shows on ShalettaMakesMeLaugh.com.
Hey everybody, it's Shaletta Brundage from ShalettaMakesMeLaugh.com. I'm inviting all my fellow founders to join me as we celebrate Black Business Week in Minneapolis. This is the 6th year the city is hosting this historic 7-day celebration. You do not want to miss the kickoff on Monday morning. That's July 27th at the Coliseum building on East Lake Street. We'll be serving breakfast and lunch, and guess what? I'm hosting a workshop about how to use podcasting to build profits for your business. Then I'm offering some storytelling tips to teach you how to use your why to build your wealth. That's the best part about it, but guess what? There's more. Child, the whole thing is free. Won't cost you a dime, only your time. So go online to minneapolismn.gov, then click on things to do. That's a link right at the top of the page. That'll take you to a list of all the activities taking place so business owners like us can network to build our net worth. You don't want to miss it. I'll see you there.
Welcome to Old National Bank.
I understand you're all about protection.
Well, we protect you in all kinds of ways, with advanced fraud monitoring and secure digital banking to protect you today, and with dedicated personal bankers to protect your tomorrow.
I'm impressed.
Protection for today and tomorrow.
Could I just...
Oh, go for it.
Old National Bank. Just another reason to get old.
Where'd you get this?
It came with my couch.
Our mission is to positively impact and enhance the lives of those who serve or served. So the Support Center, we built this as a place to really be a community center for those that we serve, those vets, those first responders, and then their families. It's a place where they can go be with other people in a safe, healthy, welcoming space. Our Support Center has a big focus on the arts because the arts are something that help our people heal. We have a large wood shop, a laser room where we laser engrave, wood, metal, plastic, glass, slate, all kinds of different things. And then we have an art studio where we paint and we color and we draw and thread work. And we have a 3D printer in there. Then we also have a gym. We also have access in our space to immediate access to therapists and support that way. So, when people are having a tough day or they just say, today is the day I need to talk to somebody. At a normal place, it's really hard for you to just walk in and get that support, whereas here we have that.